the strongest. And the only other Russian state that could, because there were many states, in whole medieval times it was many Russian states, not one. So when they got rid of the Mongols, they were confronted only with Novgorod. Novgorod was the well, merchant republics, something like this, and they have sent agents to murder those people from this Republic of Novgorod. And if the Republic of Novgorod, which was a member of Hansa and was very deeply involved in the Western European life and lifestyle, if the Novgorod has would have won, perhaps Russia would be more democratic today. We don't know. We can presume. The same with China. In the 15th century, China was under pressure from the Manchurian people. So the Manchurian people wanted to attack China. So China had to decide if they would pursue their imperialistic, but also trade-based navigations and going to many regions of the world, trading with Africa, trading with Indonesia and the countries which were situated then there, and so on, or to took all the energy of the state and secure the northern border against the Manchurian people. So they decided to make to secure the border, and they have sunk their fleet, and they decided to be more administration oriented and officials oriented than trade oriented. So the north, the bureaucratic north, the mandarins, triumphed over the tradesmen of the south. So very similar moment like the moment with Moscow and Novgorod. So I don't know. I just say that maybe it's just a coincidence that in Western Europe this mercantile, this tradesman approach to life, and here comes also and which is usually followed by liberalism, political liberalism, triumphed, but it's just a coincidence. Maybe it could be another way around. Maybe, for instance, the autocratic regimes of Europe, like Philip II of Spain, could have triumphed over Netherlands in the 16th century, and it would be another way around if the Novgorod had won in Russia and the southern Chinese won in China. To some extent, they in China, for instance, they never accepted wholly this dominance of the north, and the Taiwan, for instance, it was a base for freely thinking and liberally thinking Chinese merchants. So to some extent it also, we can say that this tendency was preserved by the nationalistic government that was fleeing from after World War II from the communists and was installed in Taiwan. But Taiwan always was so liberal thinking and so on. So these tendencies are maybe in every culture there are tendencies more liberal and more autocratic, and it's just coincidence. It's just a fate, but it doesn't has really much to do with the real national character. The national character was the effect and not the reason. Okay, great positive things. Great literature, of course. Like Gogol, like Turgenev and so on. Mostly very socially oriented, like social, observing the social things and putting it into books. Not like making some alternative reality, which is funny. Bulgakov and Turgenev are maybe not typical, but mostly we have the biggest Russian novelists and authors and writers are the people who knew society very good and profoundly, and like Gogol, like Dostoevsky, and so on. So this